Ja, herzlich willkommen zu einer neuen Ausgabe SI Talk und ich habe heute eine neue Company, ist ein Start-Interview, Legible. Ich habe einen Conflict of Interest, ich bin Aktionär und sie machen gerade auch eine Kapitalerhöhung, also ein Private Placement und ich habe auch an diesem Private Placement jetzt wieder teilgenommen ja, starten wir gleich. Ich habe bei mir den Kaleeg Hainsworth bei mir. Er ist Founder, Chairman und CEO, also gleich alles einer Person. Und er wird uns jetzt die Company einmal vorstellen. Kaleeg, thank you to have time for me on this Monday morning, your time. It's my Monday afternoon. And have three heads, founder, chairman and CEO. You're a busy guy.
I am a very busy guy, and I am very, very glad to be here. It's a privilege to be here to talk with you and to talk about what we're doing at Legible. And yes, founder, chairman, and CEO. I am very, very busy.
So how you come up with the idea? You are in the ebook business, so that is what I give to my subscriber in the beginning. So how are you coming up with this idea? Then the ebooks, I must say, was one of the first things that coming to our book. In general, was one of the first things come to the internet.
Yes, it's true. I have been in the digital book industry for 25 years. I was making ebooks before there was a Kindle, before there was any other person or company in the space. And so for 25 years, I have been ideating about how Legible can be a company and a platform for the whole world. I had a vision, and I've had that vision for many, many years, that making books accessible on the internet to anyone, to anywhere, using any browser and any device was the way people would read in the 21st century. And over the last 2 years, we have witnessed that and have seen the success that that kind of approach brings with it.
Okay, but I must say that this whole ebook stores they are around, they are more from internet 1.0. So it's more the 1.0 thing. So what make you now the different and why as a book reader should use your platform? What is the big, or what will be the big difference?
Absolutely. First of all, Legible is a globally accessible book entertainment platform. And that's the first thing to understand. Companies like Kindle or Kobo or Apple Books or Bookmate or Scribe, these are all companies and platforms that have other verticals in them. They have other components of business. Scribed is a document uploading service that allows you to subscribe to a few books. Kindle is like going to read books in a grocery store. They have lots of other things as well. Legible is the book space. Legible is a book entertainment platform that is offering total immersive experiences and a brand that is made for readers and has been made by readers and publishers. In addition to that, Legible is an accessible platform. So we have made Legible the most accessible platform in the world. Anyone, anywhere, using any device can access a book. They do not need an app and they don't need a reading device. They just need the device that they already have, and Legible syncs across those devices. In addition to that, Legible is not just a brand experience in the book market, offering delightful reading experiences and offering true accessibility, but we're also a values-driven company. We are reporting on our ESGs. We are absolutely seeing our platform as a literacy tool for the world, and we are seeing it as an opportunity for the whole world to read. And so with that brand values approach, we know that 59% of the market around the world are looking for a values-driven organization to put their money into. Legible has a solution for a rapidly scaling market in the 21st century. We have a radical, accessible platform for our books. Anybody can choose any of the books that they want effortlessly within the platform. And we have features that will continue to drive an immersive, total book platform experience within the world. And we know that nobody else is doing it like us, and nobody else is looking to the future the way that we are for how the next 1 billion people will read books in the 21st century.
So when I understand you right, your vision is the world. The
Yes,
world of books. So not only we speak about English area, you want the world.
Yes, as a matter of fact, we have very, very great ambitions, and we know that we are the company with the destiny to actually bring publishing and reading to the whole world. Right now, digital publishing and digital reading is restrictive in various markets around the world. You have to have access to a single-use reading device like a Kindle or a Kobo. You have to be able to have the ability to access these bookstores through app stores, for instance, which are not available around the world. We wanted and knew that Legible would be meant for the whole world and for anyone with a device. We wanted somebody in Sri Lanka, somebody in Germany, and somebody in Brazil to pick up their phone, to type legible.com in, and to be reading a book within 2 minutes of accessing the site. And no other site can offer that. And so we know that legible.com, Legible as a book entertainment platform, is meant for the world. And we're very excited about the European markets as well, and the kind of opportunities that we see in them.
Okay, so coming a little bit to what are the next steps? I think
Yes.
you are a very young company, and you're working as a show it on your presentation. You're working on the app and a lot of other things. So I have now uploaded the last presentation what you have on your website from March 22, and you have here a lot of milestones what you want to achieve in the next few months. So so what we can expect as a customer from your company?
Absolutely. Well, as a customer and as and really as the general public, people can look to Legible to be releasing two. Among many other things, and I'll give you a brief list of what to expect over the next 3 and 6 months. We're going to release two major revenue streams into the company. First of all, we're releasing an opportunity for companies, corporations, publishing organizations in general to be able to sponsor bookshelves for readers to discover. And in addition, users will be able to create their own custom themed bookshelves, listing all of the books that they like, organizing them in whatever way they want to organize them, and also expanding the social media component of Legible. And that's going to be very important, Joe. I'd love to come back to that a little bit later. But we're releasing sponsored bookshelves later in Q2. We're going to be releasing a world-class subscription platform. And we're very excited about the kind of subscription platform we're offering. Once again, we're offering a subscription platform that offers radical accessibility to books for everyone. And so we are really excited about the features that we're coming out. And those are only two. We have many more coming up as well. We're busy right now developing living books, which are immersive, media-rich, multimedia, cross-genre books for people to really dive into, to have video and animation and all kinds of multimedia aspects to the book. We're enhancing the e-reading experience, adding annotations, we're adding scrolling, we're adding all kinds of features to make the reading experience on Legible not just immersive, but the most beautiful in the world as well. And of course, our full launch of the legible.com experience, which will include a la carte or purchasing books, our living books library, all of our own original Legible content. We're developing content the way Netflix develops its own content. Our subscription service, we are releasing an app later in Q2 that will allow people to read offline. And then we have a few really extraordinary surprises, some pretty neat surprises coming up for us as well. So we have a packed 3 to 6 months, and we're very excited about just how much further and transformational the platform will become over this next short period of time.
So this sounds really the ebook platform, internet platform 3.0. Not
Thank you.
You're not start with 2.0. You just go over to 3.0.
We're going straight to 3.0. We know. Listen, we have a management that comprises some of the top international publishing talent in the world. And this management knows the future of digital publishing and reading. It knows what the 21st century is facing, and it knows exactly what kind of book platform is going to be able to accommodate and serve that. And saying Web 3.0 is actually a very astute observation, Joe, because Legible is really for the internet of the 21st century. When you look at Kindle, for instance, that is a way of serving books for the internet of 2007. Well, it's 2021. They are unable to modernize how they are doing things, and Legible is already out the gate and looking forward to an extraordinary amount of market capture over the next year for sure.
I read in your presentation, what is the point where I go or want to go is what clients you really looking for? Are they the millennials or more the young kids, or and you say also you start with a subscription model, and what we can as an investor is or what can we expect, which numbers you're coming up. Then I must really say I have no really clue how many subscribers Kindle have or all the other ones. It's always a fraction in their revenue model, and I have no clue how big is really the market.
That's right, exactly. Let's go back to understanding Kindle and Kobo and other platforms like this, as they're really just bookstores in large grocery stores. You know, they're just one small thing. They don't care about them. They don't put time into them. They're just books among all the other things that you can also buy, toothpaste, carburetors, whatever it is. Legible is really coming in as the rightful platform for the 21st century in this space. That's where we're going. Now, the total addressable market of the for digital books comprises about $123 billion USD every year. Our addressable market is $26 billion USD. Our serviceable addressable market is just in North America, for instance, is $3 billion just in North America. So in the midst of that immense publishing and industry opportunity for Legible in the total addressable market, in the midst of that, we have identified 5 different personas that we are marketing to and funneling all of our campaigns to address. Absolutely, one of the key demographics for us is the millennial generation, who wants access and aren't interested as much in ownership. The millennial market wants a brand experience. They don't just want some megacorp with a vertical for books. The millennial market wants to be able to share books, talk about books, and to read the same way that they encounter news apps or social media apps. And they want the social experience. And also what the millennial market wants is they want to see a company that isn't just existing so that it can make money. They want a company that can make money and also do good in the world. That matters to the millennial people. And those things are all things that Legible can address, and we are addressing the millennial market. Now we have other personas, as they talk about in the marketing world, and these personas stretch across the total addressable market. We've identified 5 key personas for each section of the total addressable and serviceable market. And millennials are a big part of that, because we know that millennials and the kind of platform that Legible is becoming is match fit for the millennial generation internationally.
that you can reach these people,
Yes.
you need marketing and the social medias. So what is really the strategy? And then is also marketing is always expensive.
It is. Marketing is expensive, and we've focused our marketing very, very carefully. We brought on a chief revenue officer on January 1st. Her name is Wei Ming, and she comes to us from companies like Accenture and from PureFacts and from others, where she was the CRO. And she is really focused on our entire revenue track and our e-commerce track and highly tuning that. So how we are addressing our marketing is in a multi-pronged approach. We are taking a social media approach with media campaigns. We are taking an influencer campaign as well. We have multiple influencers identified who will be supporting Legible's product offering on the market. In addition to that, we also have all of our email campaigns. You know, we have a lot of people that are signed up and using Legible already, and we're already addressing them and marketing to them directly. In addition to that, we have book fairs, we have PR, magazines, television, radio. We are going all through the markets in multiple ways. And in addition to that, we also are bringing on major authors and making their books into beautiful multimedia books, and then, of course, marketing those books along with them and their publishers. And then an important aspect of marketing in the book world, which doesn't actually get thought of a lot, and it's an advantage for us. We have delightful relationships with all of our publishers. And publishers drive people to platforms where their books can be purchased. And so building on those relationships and leveraging those relationships so that they also are supporting us, because they know that to support us is to support their own books, and they know they can trust us. So all those different ways are ways that we are finding opportunities to market, and our marketing is just beginning. I mentioned that we have a major launch of the Legible.com subscription service and experience, and our marketing for that has already begun 6 months ahead before we actually launch the subscription service. So yes, we are very, very focused on revenue and on our marketing driving that funnel to those conversions.
Okay, to summarize a little bit, so
yes.
You are now the ebook store 3.0, not 2.0,
yes,
3.0.
3.0. And every month we're going to be 3.1, and then in May 3.2, and then in June 3.3. And I think we'll get to publishing Bookstore 4.0 at least by next year.
Wow. That sounds great. So, but the journey, so that anybody can see it, the difference between this old style, the 0.1 or 1.0, sorry, and you will see in the summertime when you really launch the website and the whole experience. And the interesting thing is that you also share with the publisher also also not only the marketing effort, I must say, to them, so that not only you have this marketing cost, so you work with the publisher and to bring these books to the world, or in the world, I must say.
That's right. It's a collaborative approach in that regard. However, that doesn't mean that we have a lot of marketing that is just focused on Legible and focused on bringing in readers into the whole experience over the next months.
Okay. Coming a little bit to the share side, your share price performance is have some, I must say, have time or have a little bit to improve. That the share price is not really working in the right direction, but it's always when you start with a new idea or a new thing, it's difficult.
That's right.
You raise at the moment money. Which price and when you do the raise, how many shares are outstanding? Do you have a rough number?
Yes, we have about 64 million shares issued and outstanding. We're doing a $3 million raise right now at 40 cents with a full warrant at 60 cents. Now, what I'm really excited about is what our share price is going to do as we begin to come out with one feature after another. We will be announcing major publishers, major partnerships in the commercial, telecom, and also philanthropy spaces, all of which contribute to expanding Legible's brand awareness around the world and in key markets. In addition to that, we are going to have the opportunity to really come out with a profound subscription service. And we are excited about what our share price will do as Legible begins to prove itself over and over again as the company, as the book entertainment platform for the 21st century. We know that there are exciting times ahead for our share price. The key for us is to make sure that the features, the revenue streams, our marketing, and all of the work that we're doing is executed with focus, with clarity, and with success. And with that, we know that our share price will follow that success as well.
How much money you invest so far in the company?
Over the last 2 years, we have raised just about $11 million. I think it's $11.2 million since February 2020, just as the pandemic began. As a matter of fact, we got started just as the pandemic began.
Yeah, but I think the pandemic is a maybe catalyst for this system. So I think it's not really a bad thing.
It is. There's no question that the markets are across the board, not just for Legible, but for everybody. The markets are a choppy place. The thing about books, however, is that it doesn't matter what happens in the world. People always need and write and read books. And so Legible is really because we're providing the most accessible and the most beautiful reading experience in the world for the internet of the 21st century, for the 3.0 internet, we know that we're always going to be relevant. As long as we are meeting the needs of our customers and the people, we know that, and as long as we are the company that we set out to be, we know that there's always going to be space, and our industry is always going to be continue. It's a staff of life for human beings to have books and access them.
Interesting was also that I read in one of the last press releases that you're also a sponsor of the book fair in London.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I'm giving the keynote address at the London Book Fair in April. We'll be sitting with all of the most major publishers in the world, many of whom are already partnered with Legible as in content partnerships. We're very excited about the London Book Fair. It's the first time since the pandemic that we could all get together as a publishing industry, and Legible will be a key, not just sponsor, but a key partner in the London Book Fair. And we're very excited about that. I'm very excited about my talk that I'm giving there. I'm giving one talk about the future of digital publishing and the future of reading in the world. And I'm giving another talk about how Legible is solving those problems and how we're ideating for the future.
Do you work also not only with this big publishing houses, you also think or have maybe in the future offer for private people maybe interesting to publish a book and so on? For your better understanding, 14 years ago, I published a book called Financial Crisis 2008. It was 2008 and it was the financial crisis. So, and for me was always the thing, should I go to a big publish house? But then I know exactly it's take much longer and it's maybe then the book is too late when I will publish it. I go this way, I do it by myself. And it was really great. I do a lot of mistakes. I learned a lot, I must say. But do you also think that you maybe in the future you're coming up with some offer for this kind of people?
Well, actually, I'm really glad that you brought it up. And by the way, your book sounds really fascinating. That was a very interesting time in financial history. And I think that also is always relevant. There were lessons we should learn from the 2008 financial crisis. As you well know, you wrote a book about it. So congratulations on that book. I always tell authors I am an author, but I always tell authors that every honest book is an act of courage. So congratulations on writing that book. So to answer your question, in truth, 43% of the digital publishing and reading market are independent authors, such as yourself. Legible cannot be the book entertainment platform for the world if we do not include independent authors and the independent publishing space. I personally come from the independent publishing space. So in designing and building Legible, the publishing side of Legible was always half of the product. So we are releasing this year Legible Publisher, and that will come out later this year and will allow independent authors and small publishers who can't afford major production and catalog in the catalog space, the opportunity to both create and publish directly onto the Legible platform a book that will be immediately accessible. Another way that we're supporting independent authors is not just giving them an entire section of Legible, and you can go there now. You can go to publisher.legible.com, and this is a space where you can already see what we're beginning to offer to our independent authors. But another important aspect for independent authors is that we're offering them more ways to make money on their books. Traditionally, until now, an independent author publishes a book and then sends out an email to everybody they know to say, please buy my book. And they hope that people will buy the book. Well, we've introduced 4 other ways for authors to make money on that book. So people can buy your book on Legible. Later this year, as we've spoken about, people can access your book the way that they access a song on Spotify. They can access your book on Legible in the same kind of subscription experience. And then, of course, we're introducing the opportunity for somebody to rent your book for 3 days or 7 days or 1 month. And then we're offering opportunities for independent authors to offer their books as well as all the other ways in micropayments. So paying per second or per minute that they're reading the book as they go through, as they read your book through Legible. So in all these ways, we're finding more ways for independent authors to make money. We're building a better and fluid experience so authors can more easily publish their books. And we're providing a platform that has a massive total addressable market for their book because of the radical accessibility, the ease of use, and the brand experience that we're offering that are truly unique.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Kaleeg, thank you for the first introduction to your company. I think it makes sense. We are now close to 30 minutes with this interview, so it's a long time. So maybe we talk a little bit later in the year when you're coming up with the new features, what you have, that we may maybe then walk through your website and you can show us your website, how it's really work and what is really the difference from the 1.0 to the 3.0 version of the ebooks. Good luck.
I would be very happy to do so. We are we are doing a live product release of a new Legible.com feature, which we think is going to really be very exciting to everyone. And we're doing that on the 11th of April. I would be more than happy to come back and do a walkthrough of the site. I'd be happy to show you some of the living books and multimedia books that we already have. So thank you for the opportunity to talk with you. We're very excited about this year, our foundation stage, and everything that's happening over the next 3 years. So I look forward to ongoing conversation. Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. Ja, das war ein Intro, erstes Intro in Legible. Es ist extrem spannend. Also es geht darum, eigentlich um E-Book-Shop. Ja, ist klar. E-Book kennen wir schon, war einer der ersten Anwendungen im Internet und deswegen habe ich auch gesagt, das Internet, diese alten E-Books sind eigentlich die 1.0-Version. Was Sie bauen, ist eine 3.0-Version sozusagen. Die 2er haben wir gleich rausgekattet. Und das stimmt schon. Bei allen anderen ist es irgendwie so ein Beiprodukt. Irgendwo, ja, es läuft halt mit, aber es hat sich nicht viel getan. Und da ist natürlich schon sehr viel Möglichkeit, was man natürlich hat. Und das haben sie richtig eigentlich aufgenommen und jetzt wollen sie das Ganze auch so richtig in den Markt reindrücken. Und es macht auch Sinn, dass man sich konzentriert auf das. Für mich war es auch interessant, dass sie nicht nur diese E-Book-Seite haben, sondern auch diese Publisher-Seite haben. Das heißt, sie wollen auch auf der Publisher-Seite sagen, und da hat er ein paar interessante Nummern gesagt, ich glaube 46% aller Publisher sind Independent Publisher oder ganz kleine Publisher. Und das habe ich nicht geglaubt. Ich habe eher geglaubt, die Majors dominieren das noch. Nein, das ist schon fast half-half. Und die suchen natürlich solche Plattformen. Und eine reine Plattform, was auch der große Unterschied ist, ist natürlich, dass sie auf allen, also sobald ich ein Handy habe, eine Internetverbindung habe, soll ich innerhalb von 2 Minuten bei einer ein Buch lesen können. Bei allen anderen brauche ich eine App dazu oder ich brauche einen Kindle oder ich brauche was auch immer, damit ich dort das quasi lesen kann. Spannend, das hat wirklich Sinn, sage ich mal, das kann alles funktionieren. Sie haben auch dieses Living Books, auf das bin ich schon gespannt, das sind da werden quasi Multimedia-Interaktionen gemacht, das kann man überhaupt noch nicht vorstellen, wie das ist, also das könnte ganz spannend sein und sie wollen das auch wirklich jetzt in den nächsten Monaten Schritt für Schritt auf den Markt bringen, werden das auch dementsprechend präsentieren. Subscription Model wird in den nächsten 6 Monaten auf den Markt kommen, im Sommer soll die volle Webseite verfügbar sein und das macht es eigentlich wirklich interessant. Sie machen auch jetzt gerade ein Private Placement noch, sie bei 40 Cent, die Aktienkurs ist jetzt bei 35, 36, 37 Cent mit einem Full Warrant bei 60 Cent. Sie sind auch Sponsor bei der Londoner Buchmesse, was auch wiederum zeigt, dass sie mit den Publishers sehr gut zusammenarbeiten, denn die sehen genau dasselbe Problem. Wir müssen an den Kunden ran und denen ist es wurscht eigentlich, wie man jetzt rankommt, ob das jetzt über diese Webseite, über Webseite A oder Webseite B funktioniert. Und wenn sie dort natürlich mehr Einflussmöglichkeiten haben, dass sie bei einer Webseite auch mit denen das erarbeiten können oder auch diese Living Books, also wenn man da mit mit Video-Content das irgendwie kombinieren kann, also das könnte echt interessante, ich habe fast jetzt gesagt, eine geile Story sein. Und was allerdings sehr spannend ist, ist einfach die Marktkapitalisierung. Wir haben jetzt 64 Millionen Aktien draußen, 85 fully diluted. 3 Millionen soll jetzt mehr rauskommen, das heißt, wir werden dann irgendwo um die 100 Millionen sein. Bei 35 Cent sind wir jetzt also bei 35 Millionen Marktkapitalisierung nach dieser Private Placement Runde. 11 Millionen haben es bis jetzt schon investiert. Das heißt, das ist relativ wenig, wenn man jetzt überlegt, 1 Million Subscription ist, glaube ich, nicht ausgeschlossen in den nächsten 1-2 Jahren, dann kommt da schon viel, viel mehr Umsatzvolumen raus. Muss man natürlich sehen, was da am Ende natürlich dann tatsächlich unterm Strich überbleibt, aber es ist eine interessante Idee, die auch wirklich neu gedacht worden ist und vielleicht kann man auch die ersten Internetriesen damit auch wirklich wieder was Neues bieten, weil das stimmt schon, beim E-Book gibt es nicht wirklich viel Innovationen. Zumindest ist nicht wirklich mir viel bekannt. Und ich selber habe damals mein Buch auch einfach als PDF dementsprechend angeboten und ist es schon rausgegangen bei den ganzen Dingen und das war überhaupt kein Thema. Aber recht viel Innovation ist es nicht. Ja, spannende Story. Legible.com, sie werden der Full Start ist im Sommer und bis dorthin werden wir noch viele einzelne Schritte sehen und drückt mir die Daumen. Ich bin Aktionär, also ich habe einen Conflict of Interest, ich bin Shareholder und aber ich bin spannend, ich drücke gerne die Daumen. Thank you for your time. Was really a very interesting introduction and I must, to be honest, in the beginning I think always e-books. It sounds not really sexy.
I know. And we didn't get a chance to chat about audiobooks either. Legible is very excited, and this is another key differentiator. we are bringing audiobooks onto the same platform that we have our ebooks on, so that you can jump between ebooks and audiobooks right within the same file. So
yeah, it's interesting. I see it by my kids. One loves to read a book. The other one loves to listen audio.
Exactly.
So,
And we don't see any reason why you should be in two different platforms. We have the ability in Legible, which is unique, to be able to have audiobooks and ebooks in the same experience. So let's say your two kids are reading the same book on Legible, and one wants to read and when the other wants to listen. Well, one can just tap and listen, and the other can just tap and actually read along. So we're very, very excited about the opportunity to bring audiobooks, which have which are increasing right now in market share, actually at quite an extraordinary rate. People are discovering audiobooks, and we see a very strong market future in our audiobook offering. It's going to be key for us, actually, our largest success too.
I can imagine. So, and especially I said, but my younger son is only audio. Reading is
exactly
boring.
And and you know what? That's not so. That's in my mind. Human beings have been telling stories for as long as human beings have been on Earth. And we have told stories, and many cultures tell stories audibly in their ears. And so we're used to, as a human species, to hearing stories. And so audiobooks fit into a very ancient way that human beings encounter literature. And reading augments that. It supports that. And of course, so, people listen to audiobooks or they read books. Both ways are deeply valid and important ways, which is why Legible.com needs to have both in the same place, because they've always existed in the same place, reading and listening.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea.
Thank you.
Then